Hello and welcome, MRL race fans. We are here for race number 2 of the Millennium racing season. And in so doing, we have the Fastlane episode covering this race. So, we were at Gateway this entire week. And of course, on Saturdays, we are starting out with the Cup Series. Now, the Cup Series actually had a very decent sized field, actually. There was 19 drivers in the race. And with that, you actually had one person only getting last place points. That was Gio. So technically 20 points paying drivers entered this race, and it was a wild one, I'll say that. We had a mix between a full length of green flag pit stops, but also we had some cautions here and there, and that's just because of how treacherous Gateway is. Gateway is a very you can pull down the power coming off a 2 really early, and then get a very just hit those marks going into turn 3, but then also wash on up 2 heavy braking zones, with turn 1 being the heavier of the 2. And because of that, you have a lot of potential contact being made. And we saw a little bit of that here in the Cup Series with a couple instances. But, of course, if you want to watch the race, you can actually watch it right here. Of course, that is everything that we have is on the official YouTube channel. Hitting 43, we're so close to 50, guys. So close to 50 subs. And with that, let's just start on out right here and now. So, of course, like I said, I'll be kind of skimming through. And if you want to watch the race yourself, then, like I said, it's right here. But yeah, essentially the main storylines going into this race, I guess we should probably start with the actual qualifying. So, 9 drivers qualified for tonight's race, and the pole earner was a massive difference, almost 2/10 difference between Xander and Cyber. And since this was the first race, congrats, that's the fastest qualifying lap record. Hitting a 31 is insane in a Cup car. Especially on a quality lap. So excellent job. Cyber P2, BS P3, Liam P4, Kalen P5, D-Bird P6, Nathan Agent Orange P7, BD P8, and then Gio, as I said earlier, was the driver who was not able to make it, so he earned last place points for submitting a lap. So with that, we go into the actual race itself. So they're in their pace laps right now. I was the idiot and decided to make the stream privated, so I had to restart the stream. But yeah, look at this size field, and I'm just telling you right now, the initial getaway is so important. The 1 of Xander and the 11 right here of Mayo, these two will be a consistent pairing throughout this entire race. That 11 will find himself towards the front, quick, fast, and in a hurry. But yeah, like I said, the main strategy of this race was a pretty straightforward one. So I'm bored with this guy. I want to show you exactly just how hard it is going into turn 1 in a full pack of 19 cars. And right there, the initial getaway was so important. Cyber was in the wrong gear, but look at that. Oh, that everyone just kind of going and trying to make the move, and that is exactly. And then coming off of turn 2, that wall will jut on out quick, fast, and in a hurry. Now, the potential problem spots was actually, I'm going to rewind that just for a hot second. This wall right here, and there's a little alcove. You can kind of see that right here. There's a little out edge of that wall right here. Those were the 2 on the back stretch, and there's 1 on the front stretch that really catches a lot of people off guard. But look at those moves that people have. How late on the brakes do you want to be? How do you want to how many spots do you want to make up on the initial start? But right here, this is a wonderful shot. Right here, this wall will catch a lot of people off guard and potentially will cause some cautions later on in the race. But yeah, look at the turn 1. Oh my goodness, that was a big area for these guys, and that just shows exactly why. And then coming off turn 2, as long as you're in contact with your nearest competitor, look side by side, you can actually go side by side going into turn 3 right here. But yeah, like I said, that was just the beginning portion of this race. And like I said, as the more the restarts happen, people get farther and farther spread on out. Hunty was a big one that was on the losing side of it. His car, that 00, was not behaving well. The 47 acting very unbass and Hunty-like. They had to make their way forward from pretty far back, and you can see just how aggressive some of these guys are. There's the 3 of US Track Enterprise, unfortunately being on the receiving end of that. But these guys are in the back right here. They had to move forward, skimming on through yet again. You can actually see just how quickly and how far the field can spread on out. This is during the long green flag run that we had, and just how important it is to make up some ground. The best way to do it is to go and really be aggressive getting on the brakes, and then moving into washing up the track, diamond in the corner. Essentially what the 41 and the 10 are doing right here in turns 3 and 4. You see, they're essentially making the front stretch a little bit longer. They're taking a later apex, and they are not turning as much. Most of their turning is on quarter entry. Meanwhile, the 8 super struggling with that 7 right behind. But yeah, Hunty, to kind of give an update, at this point in this race, he was about a lap down. So that car was just not handling well. But that 10 doing exactly what he needs to do. Look how far he's going to pull away from the 24 and just keeps on pulling away because that momentum carries him all the way down the backstretch. Just kind of skip ahead a little bit. Like I said, if you wanted to watch the race, we encounter our first DNF at this point. Cyber DNF'd out of this race. You had last season's competition in the Monday Night Lights. He finished P2 in the standings there. And of course, being the Season 0 Cup champion, unfortunately, not the start to the season that he wanted to have. And actually, we're going to get to it here in a second. But because of a P12 finish in race 1 and DNF here, so finishing P19, he's sitting P15 in points. That's unheard of for our Season 0 champion. He is currently sitting 117 points out of the championship leader. So that is the big storyline out of that. But yeah, you can see the green flag is going to continue. Here's where Hunty is actually, we catch up with him. He's a lap down. He just not having a proper race. But yeah, other drivers that were encountering issues, like I said, the 47, the 3, MH, in the 83, not having a good run in this current juncture. The 19 Agent Orange, not having a very good run. A lot of these guys are doing their best in order to make their cars better, but a caution comes on out, so essentially it just resets the field. Hunty gets the lucky dog right here, and he's able to get back going. So, to kind of move forward yet again, you can see just how, look at that turn 3. If you don't catch that apron, you see all these tire marks right here. The rumble strips is fine, but don't be on it for too long. It will spin you on out. Because of that, though, you saw a major lag spike right there from the 96. I think that's what people are trying to avoid. But yeah, huge shout out to Liam for being our in-race reporter tonight. It was a very much appreciated. But yeah, you can see just in that opening run right there, these guys up in front. We're gonna rewind that just for a hot second. It was either the 1 or the 11 leading most of the night. I counted only 6 drivers leading a lap, and 3 of them finished well, 3 of them didn't. So it's always important to lead a lap right here. But yeah, the 1, the 11, the 4 of Mopawa Cat, the 24 BS having a very good run right here, as well as the T-Bird, the 8 of T-Bird, BD, and because of that caution, Nathan was actually able to get moving forward. But yeah, you can see just how much everyone's moving on out. Skipping ahead a little bit more. The field spreads on out, but as the cautions start coming out, it became a battle for track position. Essentially, how aggressive are you going to be going into the runs? And they just kept coming out. And of course, cautions breed cautions here. And you can actually see towards the end of this race that we go on a little bit of a actually, this is it right here. We go on a little bit of a green flag run here. The 11 and the 1 have caught each other. This was the last caution, and we went green flag racing with 7 to go. Some people pit, some people didn't. The 1 and the 11 both did not in order to keep that track position. It was so important. However, the 7 of BD pit, and he restarted, I do believe, like P7, P9, and you can see that the pass was trying to be made right here, but coming to the flag, you'll see that as BD goes for the lead right here, and you can actually see, so close to hitting that wall right there. Washes up, a little bit of contact being made with the 11. The 1's going to get the proper angle, and a little bit of contact being made on corner exit. That's going to kill the 7's momentum, and unfortunately the wall he goes right there. That's going to cement the, this is the white flag, by the way. That's going to cement the lead. The 1 of Xander goes for the late lunge, hits the 11 up the track, and because of that, the 11 of Mayo goes 2 for 2 in the Saturday Cup Series, with the 1 of Xander finishing P2, BD getting his first podium of the season, Mo Palacat finishing P4, and Bassbuck, you may have saw him in the background, rallying back to finish really well, and right here in P5. T-Bird P6, Hunty again another rebound, P7. Unfortunately though, as these guys were not having very good races, Hunty and Bass essentially, BS, Jordan Jauja, who were running in the top 5, had to get kicked out to the top 10, wasted here in 10th place as well. 11th goes to Justin Shackett. Unfortunately, he was another one of those that kind of got kicked out. Now, Keith, though, with a very strong run in P12, Mega P13, US Trek P14, MH P15, and then we move to Agent Orange P16, Galen P17, and Liam, unfortunately, hit the 3-strike rule. That was later amended. It was a technical issue that was going on in order to get that 3rd strike. So, of course, an apology was made to Liam right there, but he unfortunately finished P18 with Cyber rounding out the field. Yeah, you can see, though, like I said, Mayo, the big storyline from Mayo, though, is that he's gone 2 for 2. Excellent job. Wonderful job. He is, unfortunately, next race at Canadian Tire is the last race that he's going to be participating in for the foreseeable future. He is making a statement here in MRL saying that, you know what, I can hold it with these guys. Unfortunately, schedule differences are kind of holding him back, so unfortunately he had to drop back down. So he is going to not be racing, and at a later date he'll make his return. But that being said, so when that comes on out, it's going to be a knockout, drag-out fight, because looks like Mo Palacat, Xander, and T-Bird will regain the points lead by Mayo making his final race next week. 10 points separates those two, with technically Xander and UK being tied. Big implications there. And then look at this battle for P5 in the standings. BS tied with BD. Jordan Judge 4 points out. And then, essentially, all the way down here to P11. So it is a 6-driver run right now. 7-driver run that is trying to be made for this 5th place. Only separated by 18 points. And if you want basically a representation of what that is 4 spots. So everyone has their differing agendas. Some making their first start, like Bassbuck, B Right, and all that. Only 1 start down here. Then we move to 17th, who have made 2 starts. So as we go to a road course next race, it's gonna be interesting because in the Cup standings, you have some road course ringers on the Chaos Crew, but also those in GMI. And look how close. It is going to be a battle between these two all season long. You can see who's on the roster for the Chaos Crew and also for Xander. It depends on who will make their appearances. Right now, the Chaos Crew is only missing 1 driver that has yet to score any points, and that is Selling Dreams, a.k.a. Tom. We'll have to see if he will make his appearance at Canadian Tire or not. But that being said, though, it is potentially a battle between these two. I don't know what VPR, Mopawa, Blazing Wheels, or RWI will have to do. But because of that, you have an absolute titans of the sport trying to go at it. 43 points separated. And actually, we're getting a new team that is going to be introduced here in next week, and so we'll talk about that next week in the Fastlane episode about what team is actually going to be making their debut to add to this already sixth place roster. So we'll have to see how that goes. But yeah. If we look to the stats, the power rankings are going to be released alongside this video, and we're looking at, Mayo, of course, is going to be on top of that. So we'll have to check out the league Twitter. Follow us on Millennium Racing League right here at Millennium Racing 2 in order to see those power rankings. But yeah, with that, these are the stats, and very high parity here. Of course, you can see why Xander and UK are at tied in the standings, because they both share a 3.5 average finish. That being said, though, look how close a ton of 9th place average finishes. That's why BD, they're all battling for P5 in the standings. I feel like this is the most competitive season yet. We'll have to see who can really make a statement at Canadian Tire. But I'll turn it over to you guys. What do you guys think? Who do you think is going to take the cake at Canadian Tire? Of course, we have our road course ringers, but who, barring a late caution, potentially a spoiler could happen. We'll have to see next week at Canadian Tire. Guys, thank you so much for watching this week's episode of the Cup Fastlane, and we're going to turn it on over to the lights side of things here in the next Fastlane episode. So until then, this is your host, Private Patton, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.